I shipped 1.10.2. The only thing I need to do now is to send. Oh, I didn't update the title. Oh my god. I updated the text for this thing. I will do that later. Release notes. Here, release notes. The release is on. Oh, I downloaded the file. The release is on GitHub. Cancel. So release notes. Release notes. I didn't update what was written before because it's the same thing. This link points to many more bugs than before. So 184 issues were closed for this release. This is what we call a short release, short cycle release. And actually the last release was almost a year ago. It was supposed to be 2 months for small releases. Yeah, that's a lot. Many things, many bugs, many improvements. It's crazy. That's good. Means there are very few bugs in 1.10.2 then. Last thing I did was yesterday was this. This change might be interesting. So I changed the Clicktobuild.cmd file. Let me show you fully. So the idea is that the issue was to be able to. Oh, and by the way, maybe this is wrong. No, that's good. That should work. Yeah, the idea was to be able to support Visual Studio 2017 with the build tool. The issue is that they don't provide this environment variable anymore, which means we can't use it for VS 2017, but they provide a new tool which is called VSWare that will output all the versions of Visual Studio that you have. So here I'm saying give me the latest, and
are you sure it's meant to be a square bracket next to 15?
Oh my god. Who did that? Fuck that. Yes, it worked on my machine because I have. Well, no.
Why is it square in a round bracket? It seems weird.
No, that works. It's probably inclusive and exclusive, you know.
That doesn't
But
seem
it's
right
wrong.
there.
It should not be. It should not do anything like this. It should. I copy pasted the command line and I didn't pay attention to this parameter. Crap. Okay, I will fix it. That's okay. Small fix, and I will update the binary. It won't change anything. It's just small fix. So the idea is that this thing will list all the Visual Studio versions. We take the latest, and then we can extract the location of Visual Studio. And from that, we can just call the commands that can run. And I'm sure that I meant also installed here. So I have to check to update that too. But it worked, so I was like, okay, it works fine. And yeah, that simplifies the script. And this library is added in the lib folder also. Okay, good. That's the only change since last week on 1.10.2, but more changes on the rest. So 7 days email message option for re-notification. So that's a new. It's on 1.10x only, or not 1.10.2. It's a new option that you can set in the email activity, notify read email, which will actually use in the SMTP message the option called disposition notification to. Okay, very simple thing. I merged the improved performance of Count Hql queries for the dev branch, which will optimize the counts for the HQL queries, the projections. This file on dev has been removed because it was not used anymore. 1.10.2, this is the thing I talked about and I will fix. I think it's a bunch of specflow tests on the dev branch, again because of changed translation or wording. You see as a draft, not as draft, or some others on users. Now the button is called publish and not save draft. But it was not called save draft before, it was just my renaming, my too aggressive renaming of these things that failed. And some merges. So merged 1.10.2 into master, and then back in 1.10x and in dev. So my next step is to update master with a revised build.cmd. That currently will only work if you have VS 2017. My God. Okay, we'll fix that. Questions? Release. Yep, that's it. Let me see. Did I miss anything in the chat? Nope. People joining. Good. Then Orchard 2. I don't have any demo today. The stuff I did is not demoable, and I worked also on MVC. So let me check what's new. Still a lot of activity, that's good. Content preview. I showed you last week the liquid thing. I haven't progressed on that. Well, I did some progress, but not visible. So updating recipes, no clickers. Boolean switch has been merged, but we talked about it. This is a switch editor for Boolean fields from Antoine. This one is, I think he closed the PR. This was for the setup extensibility, but he will do something different later. Add TagHelpers from assemblies which are not modules. So something that we fixed, Jean-Thierry fixed the thing which was reported by a user. The idea is that we support TagHelpers from modules, from libraries and not modules again. And so we moved back all the TagHelpers to a package and not to the module. And the idea is that we can do something like add TagHelpers, and we pass an assembly or an assembly name, and it will add the TagHelpers from a specific assembly when you enable a module, for instance. Watch.cmd, this is a branch from Jean-Thierry about optimizing the watch command, .NET Watch, and there are many commits on that, so I will just ignore them right now. There is a pull request, I have to check. So Sergio, same thing, watch, the body, and the make log more precisely. Yeah, this is Nick accepting pull request, merging pull request, and not fixing the titles, but now he knows. Yeah, so the log here was not correctly called in the correct statement, so that's good. Move code to separate package. Yeah, it's for the move log. Yeah, move is the log. So the special class that was created by Sergio for logging and displaying the tenant name in the log is now in a separate package. It's not in the CMS web anymore. So we can reuse it if we want. Not only can we reuse it, but we can. It's also cleaner because this way the web project doesn't have to care about the logger tenant class. So that's a different one. And later they renamed the method use and log web. Fix ParametersMethodProvider. This is same thing. The branch I will just ignore here. msbuild. So Alexander Bosharov is working on improving the CI build. Not sure. Maybe close this PR. This is me updating YesSql. Yeah, I fixed some bugs and also refactored stuff. That's why I had to update that. Improving shellog. Yeah, just some log, better log. Dependency on temp folder for asset files. Yeah, this is a very good improvement from Chantier, which has been merged in master. This is so when we build the modules, we were using a temporary folder to move all the package files inside the same folder and then back to the web app. Now it goes directly from the module to the web app, so it's faster and safer. Lucas, we merged his PR. It took a long time, but it works to generate unique permalinks where there is a conflict with existing auto routes. Okay, using handler, so now it's fine. Then fixing build, so merge the conflict, moving TagHelper registration to Orchard.Commons. This is just refactoring. Updating resource management package version. Yep, nothing interesting. Fixing resource dependencies registration. Yeah, this is something. Yeah, so I was calling set dependencies jQuery, and after set dependencies tether. Actually, set dependencies will erase the previous dependencies, so it will not load jQuery. So I replaced it with jQuery, tether, and I remove some stuff which was not used anymore. This version of the resource management. Regenerating theme assets, removing version number from resource management, we don't care. This is a branch about, I don't know, fixing
just more .NET Watch stuff, that's all.
Yeah, draft save, there was an issue that Lucas found. Yeah, the draft were not working anymore. Interesting change. The issue is it's interesting. So in this method, let me show you in case it happens to you. It's an YesSql issue, we'll say. Oh, where is the change? So when I have this thing, I don't see the changes. Line 498. 498 here in the method edit post. Yeah, edit post. Here we say, so when we publish or save draft, we call this one and we say get async and we say draft required. So this thing will create a new content item, meaning a content item in OrchardCore is a version. So it will create a new version content item and mark it to save. Okay, so it will say, and save, by the way, the content item when the request is done. And here we will call the update editor. And this update editor, in some cases, and in this case, it was calling auto route part update, and the auto route part update to be sure that there is no conflict with the permalink because of the change. I mentioned 2 commits before, was doing a SQL query. And YesSql, when there are pending changes on items in the current session, and when it has a SQL query, then it will first flush all the changes so that the SQL query can take into account the changes already. Okay, so it flushes the changes, does the query, and then this thing was updating the content of the body. And then we say, okay, done, and mark as published. But then the content item was not marked as to be saved anymore, and it was already saved. So the changes happening here were not saved correctly. Okay, and even better, the SQL query was happening after a bunch of drivers were called. So some of the parts were updated, but not all of them. The ones after this call, after the SQL query in the permalink auto route part, were not saved. So now I had to call save, and I did a comment just to remember for next time. So be careful when you call save, if there are some queries after save and you change some content, it might not be saved anymore. Pull and switch merged, new field from Antoine enumeration. Work in progress. Well, the work is done, but I have open questions for that. I'm not sure what we want to do with the enumeration field. So there are different editors like checkbox, radio buttons, and I killed it. Where is it? Yeah, checkbox, radio buttons, different things, and there are editors. We might need editor settings for this one. And I put another comment on the PR, which is actually should the enumeration be a special editor of the string field, because in the end the physical format is a string always. So we could change the editor without changing what has been saved. So to be discussed offline. Jean-Thierry on the watch branch again. This one from Nick, the Elm middleware, which generates a page with all the logs of the current request or also the previous request. It's all the logs, right?
Yeah. Have a look at the screenshot. You can show the screenshot.
So it was not. So what does it do? Does it store the log somewhere else?
No, it just stores them in memory.
That's weird. But does it still log in the log? Yeah, it's a different logger which is added, so it will also get the.
Yeah, and it's on the tenant as well. Top one. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. Like, it was part of it's just a piece of middleware that Microsoft wrote, and I thought I'd just see if it was easy to plug in and make it work.
Microsoft wrote?
Well, they wrote the middleware for this, yeah.
It's still there in the.
Yeah.
Why is it called Elm?
Well, I don't know. That's what they call it. Oh, because Elmer.
Yeah, but I thought there was another package called Elm, which is not from Microsoft.
There's a package called Elmer, not from.
Yeah, I know Elmer from Artifazis, but I will ask who did that and what's the goal.
Yeah,
so you set the level on this log only, right?
Say that again.
The log level.
The log level is everything. I didn't know whether to make it customizable or not. You customize it in there where it says options.path. You say options.something or level, I think it is.
Yeah, but where did you set the log level to have this screenshot?
Do you have what?
This screenshot.
You just go /elm and
no, that's not my question. Where do you define the log level?
Oh no, it's I don't define the log level anywhere. That's just the default.
So that's weird because by default it will enable the debug log level.
Yeah.
But does it enable it also on? So I assume it doesn't enable the debug log level on the other loggers. Like if I have Elm running,
no,
will it pollute my nlog log? Or my console log? I assume it's independent. Okay, independent.
The loggers are independent of each other. That's what's quite cool about them.
Okay.
And also, you would set the log level on Elm, not the log level on the logger.
Yeah. And yeah, that looks cool. It's kind of concurrent to Glimpse. Glimpse has that, right?
Yeah, I don't know about Glimpse, man. Like, they don't seem to be updating anything on it for a long time. So, and I can't work out whether Glimpse got bought by Microsoft. So why is Glimpse?
No, they didn't bought Microsoft. They hired the guys who are working on Glimpse, and these guys are doing stuff.
I thought they got bought. Okay, I'm wrong.
They were hired. They didn't buy the product Glimpse. Glimpse is still their own thing.
Okay.
But when they will release something, they will tell you.
Yeah, it's just I haven't seen any updates on it since January.
I know, we talked about it.
Yeah.
And I know why, but you don't know why.
Yeah, well, I know you won't tell me why. So
Because I can't.
I mean, are they working on it internally and they're going to do a big release?
I can't say. They're working on something. And when it's ready, they will release it. So, yep, okay. Well, looks cool. Looks cool.
Yeah, so I was thinking about also doing like an Orchard.diagnostics.application insights as well. Maybe push off to that.
Wait. Be careful. If it's in the repository, we ship that and we have to support that. And when it breaks, we have to fix it and upgrade it. So it's better when Lombik does that. So they are responsible to maintain it. You see?
Yeah, I was looking at initially just the ones that are actually in the Microsoft repositories. But
also something else. Again, all these logging and things like that is per application specific. We can provide packages, okay, but at the application level, we should call add nlog, add elm, add thing in the application, okay, not in the modules. We could create a module, but I think it should be in the application at the application level.
I agree, except for Elm.
And application inside has already some middlewares and everything and logging configuration. So we don't need a module for that. You can just open your web application, reference the application inside, and say use application inside. Done.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's a bit better then.
So at that point, it's just a blog post. It's not some code or a module. Just how to use application inside. And
I
so
just worry about tenancy, that's all. Like you know, like application insights probably should run on a tenant and not at the top level.
Ask Lombik, I don't know. Maybe, or do we need to do something special for that? Maybe. Okay.
Lombik, do you guys run application insights on tenants or do you run them on the host?
We run it on a tenant level, but yeah, full stop. And there are site setting level configurations as well. So it's made a bit Orchard-y, not just out of the box experience.
Okay.
Okay, so we might need a package that we can do something and okay, like we did for nlog for nlog, a special thing for tenants. Okay.
I think if it's anything more code than what I did for Elm, then it's probably not worth it because that seems like a big overhead. But Elm, in this instance, was super easy to implement, so I didn't see any problem supporting it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I like it. At least, no, I don't like it. Where did you call it? Did you call it? Where? Diagnostic setup. What did you change here? Oh, it's just refactoring, which has nothing to do with your Elm thing.
Yeah, I just I put things on new lines to follow convention, and I got rid of. I injected in iHosting environment rather than getting it from the service.
Okay. That's nothing. Okay.
Which I didn't like.
Watch master optimizing content path activation, just perf optimizations. The only thing interesting here is I made an interface iType activator of something, a generic type activator of this something for this type, and the idea is a create instance will just use the new operator of the class. This way we don't use activator.createInstance, it's just a new call which will be done. And that's important because we do it for all the parts and all the fields on every content item and multiple times, sometimes per request. So I think it was important. The netwatch, also those changes for the meta packages and module theme packages from Chantilly. and updatable, which is a very bad name in my opinion, because the goal is to be able to mark a content item not versionable. Meaning when you save something or create draft, you don't create a new version, you just update the current version. There can be a draft and a published version, but it won't save the history by default if you check the updatable checkbox. And I think it should be called not versioned or something like that. Or the opposite, versionable ticked by default, but updatable, I don't understand. I know what it means, but if I didn't know, I will not understand. So maybe we need to change that. If you want this feature. Okay, done. Questions? What did I miss on the chat? Because I saw nothing. Questions? Orchard 1, Orchard 2, release?
Yeah, when I started looking at the functional test stuff for Orchard 2, by the way. So I might push something in a day or two.
Okay. What stack?
What stack? It's similar to the music store. Is it music store?
They have something on the music store. Yes. What do I think. Yeah. So what is it?
It's using their new deployer stuff, and it's then I need to try and get it working with Chromium headless. That's the only other thing I need to do. I don't like some of the stuff that they're doing. I don't like the way that they're validating HTML inside their code. I think that's a bit weird. So I'd rather not do that and use something like Selenium. I don't want to use specflow.
Yep.
I want to stay away from specflow. Also, specflow doesn't work with ASP.NET Core. So
it does now, since 2 days ago.
Oh, really? Well,
and so something. So spec actually, yeah. So
guess I'm not doing it.
Wait. So
I was going to say, yeah, it works, and there are alternatives too. There is Storyteller, for example. That's another option.
So specflow.NET Core, and also now it's no more code generation.
Oh, really? Okay, so maybe that might be a bit better.
You see, that's because it was the fact that there was code generation was blocking me before for Orchard 2, but now there is no more code generation. So as you type, you don't need to go through code generation. You just run the unit test, and it will analyze dynamically and run it.
Okay, so maybe specflow might be the way to do it.
But yeah, but still, you need some editor. Yeah, if you don't have IntelliSense and everything, it's very hard to write a test, though, because you don't know maybe the grammar. To be seen. Okay, I'm not.
I need to have a look at it again, because last time I looked at it, it was a nightmare in Visual Studio 2017. But if they've updated it, like you guys have said, then it may be good, and I'll have another look.
What did you say, Bertrand? The other options? Storyteller, story. 1R. Storyteller.
Yeah, 1R. It's all one word. Storyteller.
Okay. And so just some thought about the functional test. There are many things to take into account or to decide. So first, in .NET Core, what's the name, Nick, of this new class that lets us host a web app?
Oh, it's called, what, you mean our name for it, or you mean their name?
They have something.
Yeah, it's called Application Deployer Factory, or something like
that.
Oh, Application Deployer.
That's not what I saw. Let me show you, because Hicham Benataya made something on YesSql to do that. So let me show you what he did. I just don't remember, so I will just look at the code. He made something here. Core tests. And no, this is not core test. He didn't do core test. I did core test. What did he do? In-memory test, MySQL provider test. And in this case, he does this thing, test server.
Test server, create the client.
You see,
okay.
test
I know
server
what
with,
that is.
you see, create a web host builder like a standard startup program CS. Then use test server on this builder, and then you can have a client and do request to that. I think it's very nice.
That's not deploying the application, so that's not doing .NET Run.
I agree.
What you want is, I'm just looking for it now. It's the end-to-end test. Hang on a second, I just need to find the line. What you need is this. Okay, I'll paste it into the chat window. There you go. What you need is
Also,
that.
It deploys the app.
Yeah, but scroll up.
Okay, it's more like what Orchard One is doing with specflow.
No, this is where, yes and no. So this does it on all the environments. So if you scroll up, all the environments are customizable. The whole thing's customizable. So if you scroll up, keep going up, look, you can see how they're testing on Mac, Linux.
So it's really integration test with the web server and everything.
Yeah, so this is what we want. And then we need to run a bunch of smoke tests or whatever, end-to-end tests against it, which is completely possible. I just need to get the initial stuff up and running.
Okay, this is really end-to-end. Okay, so, okay.
This is what I want.
I see what you mean. Okay, so let me paste that, and we have this and smoke test.
Yeah, but I don't like the way that they're validating their markup and stuff in the test, so we're not going to do that. We're going to do something else.
Okay, this is interesting because this one allows to use, so it runs on an actual web server.
Yeah.
Okay, a deployed version. Okay, and this way you can actually use a headless browser.
Yeah, funny enough, if you put a breakpoint after the in between the using statement, you can load up your browser and browse straight to the website and do everything that you can on a normal thing, and then at the end it will break it down.
Sure. Or you can just here call your unit test.
Yeah, they do that in run test async.
Yes. Okay. And this test could launch a web browser and run everything. So the idea with a headless browser is like an internet browser, but there is no window. Okay, it's just APIs and a process that runs. You can start and stop. There is no need for a window, so it's nice for a server-side test. And the nice thing with that, it's because it's a browser, you can use JavaScript to execute some tests. So it doesn't have to be just a request to a page and analyze the HTML. You can send some JavaScript which will do the request and also execute the tests inside the browser. So the unit test or the test can be written in JavaScript. So we can do more than just send a request and get the HTML. For instance, validate that UI scenarios work fine, that a pop-up is displayed, click on the button on a pop-up, which we could not do with a client script.
Yeah. And so what we can do is if we need them to not be headless, we can just flip it to be Chromium normal rather than be Chromium headless. The other thing I was thinking about is maybe, I don't know, like I want to use XUnit to write the individual tests because we get a nice printout. However, it may be better to write the tests in JavaScript and execute them in the browser because they might be a lot faster. And then take the output and push that to the output window. That might be a much nicer thing to do. I'm not sure yet. It's just that every single time you use XUnit and Selenium to make a call out to your browser, you have that jump across, which is expensive.
Maybe we need a mix. Like test server to test some things without the browser and everything, or like we do in Orchard.1 with our custom API to send requests, analyze the result, and maybe some of the tests in JavaScript. It depends on what we want to test.
Well, the test server still, you use the test server inside of the deployer to execute API calls. That's fine. I do that already with another project. I just think maybe for UI tests we want to use JavaScript and execute JavaScript tests. What do you think about that, Bertrand?
Paying attention.
Okay, never mind.
So George is mentioning headless Chrome can be very heavy though.
So is the deployer. The deployer is very heavy. So if we execute the two, launch one and launch the other, then it doesn't matter how heavy it is. The two will cancel each other out.
Memory is free. We can start Chrome and also, so there are alternatives to headless browser like Chrome, PhantomJS. So PhantomJS is one of the most common one. But since Chrome has released a beta version of their headless browser like a few weeks ago, the PhantomJS guy just said, okay, he's stopping working on PhantomJS. He says ChromeJS is better than PhantomJS. Less issues, because Chrome works on every platform, because Chrome is the de facto standard for HTML support and JavaScript support. So he says everyone should use Chrome headless. Won't get support. Switch to headless Chrome. So to be seen what to. I'll let Nick play with everything and.
Yeah, so the JavaScript stuff I was looking at using to execute the tests is something called Browser Monkey. I'll just see if I can find it. Yeah, it's this one. I used it at the Travel Corporation, and it's super quick. I know it's not. Yeah, that doesn't matter though.
Yes, it matters, because I'm sure there are tons of them, and probably some with thousands of stars and users and feedback and existing community and all the things you want.
Maybe
even Orchard.2 has more stars than that. Just to say, that's because there are so many JavaScript test stuff that's weird to use one which is not used.
Well, I used it at TravCorp, and I liked it. So
but
maybe
just look at other options, more popular options.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good topics. Thank you, Nick. Other topics?
Yes.
Yes, Antoine. Yes, Antoine. I think I know what it is. So share link.
Yes, I can paste a link.
Thank you, because I couldn't find a link. So I assume it was either. Oh, it's just the issue. Now I want to see something working.
I could show you, but
okay. Oh, you want to share? Yeah, you can share if you want.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So this issue was created by Bertrand a few months ago. Documentation as a feature.
Yes.
Mentioning that the documentation should be part of the source code, of the source repository. Okay. The documentation for the documentation feature can be found here. It's on Descent CMS.
Yeah, and this is also for modules. I mean, it's not just for what we ship, it's for any module.
So example, core, these are the modules. Okay, and this is part of the module contains its documentation. So this is something we did somehow in some module by having a nice README in every module, and that we can see when we browse the code. So Antoine, explain what you did with that.
Yes, so I used mkdocs, which is the tool we use to generate Orchard doc. And I just created the mkdocs.yml to specify which pages I wanted to show on my content tree. And I specified all the readme.md that existed. And I used a theme called material. And when I use mkdocs, it generates that kind of pages, and we could host that kind of site with github.com, GitHub pages.
Mm-hmm. Cool, and that looks good. And CMS, so you have to set file by file. Do you have clubbing patterns?
Yes.
Yes. What?
You can, for example, I can say there are sub menus like CMS modules, core modules. This is
okay.
the way I organize my
okay. And I see it's alphabetically ordered, which means it's a global pattern. Otherwise, it will be okay. And we can reorder if we want by specifying the files. It looks cool. I like it. And just for those who have never seen that, so yeah, here it's the main README of the repository. We can see the table of content for this file. Okay, that's good. Sorry, it looks nice, and we already have the content from the different modules that we have on packages. So if we look at body, and I will go back here,
and so this is a link I pasted on the chat of the mkdocs material theme.
Okay.
And it has some nice options to specify some social links, some extensions. For example, if you see a link generate automatically an href.
So this is an example of a README file that is inside a module.
Yes.
And this is what is taken into account. So it's standard markup.
And the only option I specified is to use the src folder instead of a docs folder.
Yeah, that's okay. If we move the documentation in every module or the top level of some folders, then that's fine.
So I can make a PR with
yep. Yeah, that will be nice. That will.
For example, you see on the upper right, if you just specify a repo URL, it knows that we use Orchard CMS / Orchard2, and it generates the start and the forks automatically.
That's good. Cool.
Yes. And this is a nice theme because you have the TOC on the left, the internal links on the right.
Yep, I like it.
Yep.
It's very cool. Good. How do we integrate API documentation with that? Can it be also generated?
API like what?
Like APIs, interfaces, classes, how to use them, code documentation, like example. What did I do recently? This one. You see on this interface, I know I added some comments. So, like classes and interfaces, services available. So when we see a service we can resolve, we see people are asking for that. Or maybe it's a build process that generates the XML file with all the code, and then we generate a site from there. Oh, I don't know. Does GitHub Pages support that? Maybe.
Another choice would be to use docfx, but
okay, well, we'll look into that. Maybe there are some examples with GitHub Pages, how to integrate that. Or maybe it's the CI which will build that and send a file somewhere and generate documentation. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the CI can do that. Okay. Must be some solution already. Okay, thank you.
Exactly what Bertrand was talking about, but this is a solution
I think it's
the
good,
core the core modules.
Okay, I see Bertrand and Nick are talking about YesSql. Okay. Other questions, topics? Let me share the link. This is that. This is this one. The notes. Cool.
When are we going to look to ship?
To ship what?
Orchard 2.
Oh,
OrchardCore.
OrchardCore. First action is to write a blog post about the modular thing. Bertrand, where should we blog? Can we blog on MSDN, on a .NET blog or something like that?
Can I get a blog on MSDN?
Sure, why not? That's an interesting idea. Yeah, there is the web blog as well. Your team's blog.
Okay, so I should ask.
Ask Hanselman where is the best place to blog that, but yeah, absolutely.
And if I can, because it's Orchard, it's not Microsoft product, so.
I think that should be fine. If it's not, I'll have a word with him about it.
Okay. I will ask. Okay. Yeah, because people have asked also. There is a video. People like the video, but there is no blog post.
Yeah. Microsoft does open source now, you know.
Oh yes. Yeah, there's a team for that, isn't there, Sebastian?
No, wait. This team has been there for 10 years. So that's, forget about it. It's that Microsoft does open source like 1,000 different projects. Orchard is a single of them, which is not even from Microsoft. So
no, I'm pulling your leg. Microsoft actually doesn't do open source.
Yeah. Okay. You see. So Microsoft shows the source code of the products, and you can do PRs. And the team that you saw somewhere, I don't know where, I don't know how, it's completely different. It's a marketing team to talk about some, and they made an article about Orchard. They interviewed me like 2 years ago, and it was released. That's what they do. It's different.
It was called the Microsoft. I don't remember. Microsoft Open Source Programs Office.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. So no. Everyone is doing open source. There is that's yeah.
Okay, I will just say all of this is a joke.
Look, I'll send you the link, Bertrand. It's pretty.
Okay, and okay, so I will ask Anselman where if we can. Again, we need a blog post to explain what it does and how to run it and quickly. So yeah, it's like a tutorial about the video I did for the modular thing. That's the first thing to do, and it's kind of like, okay, the modular is available and people can use it. It's not shipped officially, but there is a preview that people can use. And then for the beta, same thing. We need to be able to host a blog post. So we need the media module and maybe the projection module or something like this to work, related to discussions we had last week with the query providers. Okay.
Do we really need that to ship an initial, to at least get something onto? I think we should get something like an alpha or something onto NuGet. I know you're reluctant, but I think that what we've got now is probably good enough to put onto NuGet.
The modular thing, for sure. The rest, I don't think so.
Okay, well, maybe that's what we should do. Put the modular thing on.
On NuGet?
Yeah. But you need to talk to Because if it's going under the Microsoft name, then we need to know whether we should put a Microsoft icon on it.
I'm not even sure we can, because even though because those Microsoft named packages, they reference lots of non-Microsoft named packages. So we might want to change everything in this case.
Yeah, everything, all the abstract projects or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Microsoft package?
No, because today, because of historical reasons, like when we demoed the first time the modular thing 6 months ago, the idea was to hide anything called Orchard. Okay, so there will be no bias when we show the demo, to let people focus on modular thing. So the packages were renamed at some point Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.modules.abstractions. And we still have two packages like this. And
That might be inconvenient
for many things, yeah. So maybe a simple solution would be, it would be nice to be the official Microsoft modularity thing, but maybe we want to rename it something else, so we don't have to go through paperwork or approvals or explaining why and answering questions, and so yeah. So we might need to change the names of this thing before going to NuGet. The packages are reserved, so we have them, and I got the approval to reserve them. But
okay,
You got the approval to release them as the
yes.
Microsoft name.
that's good.
well, no. We got the approval to reserve the package name.
Okay.
Feedback. Okay, so it's reserved, but it's not. So yes, something I didn't mention actually last week. What took also a long time is that Nick at some point found out that a user had reserved, was faster than us and took all the things we had on myget and put them on nuget.org. Okay, so like Orchard dot resource management, for instance. Okay, resource management. Or let me type it there because it's there. Slash Orchard.resource management. Okay, so this package was taken by someone, and well, this one by him. Oh, this one is different. Oh, this is again a different story. Example. What do we have? Body. Yes, this one, for instance. So this one and all the modules we had done and everything, like 100 packages, were published by someone, and then we could not update them. And not only that, but people, when we will resolve our packages, it will take those versions which are old, not the new ones. So lots of issues. So we had to ask NuGet to remove them. They contacted the owner, and the owner agreed to remove it. And as they were removed, the same day they were removed, we had to reserve them by publishing a fake package. You see here, by publishing and non-publishing a fake package. So now we got all the the package names back to us. In this case, under my name right now, and some others like you saw the one before. Also, we did that with another user for the resource management. So this has been fixed. And at the same time, we reserved all the OrchardCore.thing, because when we rename all the modules to OrchardCore something, this way we have them. Nobody can take them. Okay. So this is fixed. It took a long time. What did I talk about? Yes, and the Microsoft ones, the Microsoft module, whatever. So if I go to, well, I assume it's done, Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.modules. Something like that. I don't know, maybe they haven't been reserved. So these ones were reserved also just to prevent anyone from taking them, because we have these modules existing and it would be easy to update them also on NuGet. So they're reserved. They're blocked. That's a good thing. It doesn't mean that we have the right to push our package, but they're blocked by the Microsoft account, not by my account. That's it. I don't remember what was the topic. I think that was it. Yeah, we reserved all these package IDs. Yeah. There are only two that we can't reserve because they were reserved for Orchard 1, which are Orchard.eventBus.
Well, it's not that we can't reserve events. It's not that we can't reserve them. It's just that we just probably should get in contact with the guy and ask if we can.
But no, we don't really care about that, because if we have an events package, it will be called Orchard.Core.Events.
Yeah,
this is just the guy took the event bus that we had in Orchard 1 and made a NuGet package for that, because he wants to use it without Orchard.
Yeah.
Okay. And another one, which is OpenID.
Oh, really?
No, not this one. This one we have. Another one, I don't remember which one. But same thing for being able to reuse. Yeah, something we had in Orchard. But these ones are okay. I don't care. I mean, we have the Orchard core something, so we are safe. Yep, that's it. So blog post, and then for the modularity thing, and then look into beta. But I want some features to be finished before. I feel free to disagree, anyone. I prefer to have something that works and is ready and polished and can be used.
Well, remember the first time? Remember when Orchard first launched? They had a 0.01 or something like that?
And even the 1.0, you could not even imagine having a blog with that. Okay, so
yeah, but wait. So look, if we're gonna push the modularity stuff out, we have to push out the shells. We have to push out the extensions. We have to push out all of that stuff, right? So maybe we just don't publish Orchard.web and the Orchard modules. We just publish the.
We can have a beta, something called beta with just a modular thing. That's okay. I'm fine with that.
And then publish a CMS later when we are. Okay, I agree to that. Okay, fine.
But it's hard to define which set of packages go to the. Yeah, well, we need a custom script then to filter out some packages just for.
Well, we could just have 2 pack scripts, can't we?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Is that not? Can we not do that? Isn't that the same thing as what we currently do?
No, right now I take all the packages and I push them on my Get.
Oh, okay.
Everything which is under SRC.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, and then we'll have to version all of them separately anyway.
No, that's fine. We can use the same version.
Same version? Okay.
Yeah. We just don't release them on NuGet.org.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then we just need to make sure what packages we are releasing
to be able to work on the modular thing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, cool.
Good. And even if it's called preview, we can release with the name preview. That's fine. That's what the ASP.NET team does when they want to show something. They call it preview. Just play with it. It's not. And it's on NuGet.org.
It would be better to do that sooner rather than later anyway.
Mm-hmm. So we can use the modular thing, and we can also use the resource management thing.
Well, yeah.
Because people have put it on NuGet for a reason, because they want to use it before Orchard is released.
Well, me and the guys I work with, they all use the modular stuff, and they're all pointing at your myget thing. So it would be nice to get rid of that and have something stable.
Okay. Okay. We'll look into it. Other questions? We are done with the time. Lombik, any question? So many people, no questions? That's good too. Okay, thanks everyone. See you on Thursday. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.